Vola anguela o veteranu, ako itabua. Ako do talitaina na barong na Bula FM, nambanduan na seri.
Bula, alang gonoa, ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti ni nambanduan na seri.
Ni Bula binaka, nandraking ko sa Bula FM nga, nakasi.
Nalang ko sa mundo achieve ng Bula FM nambanduan na seri nusuri.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang ko Jerry, yang melambasa. Do barong na Bula FM, nambanduan.
Bula FM, nambanduan na seri.
In the news tonight, Environment Ministry carries out random checks on plastic bags. Green light given to students in measles quarantined areas to return to school, and livestock theft are concerned.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Ateva Lendua.
The Environment Minister and his team are currently carrying out random assessments of commercial facilities, supermarkets and roadside markets to ensure adherence to the plastic bag ban. During his visit, the minister came across some plastics in the frozen meat and fruits and vegetable sections, which were below 50 microns. Kritika Kumar reports.
The officers from the Department of Environment issued strong warnings to the outlets and provided with information assistance leading to awareness and commitment to the ban. Follow-up inspection will be done at a later date.
Well, look, we're telling them they need to comply immediately. Let's leave it there for the time being.
The Environment Ministry is calling on supermarkets to strictly adhere to the ban on single-use plastic bags.
No plastic bags are allowed. 50 microns or less, they are not allowed. So there are any tier of bags that have been used inside to bag potatoes, onions, those are not allowed. Those are about 25 microns. They are not allowed.
Anyone found to be disobeying the plastic bag ban will be liable to conviction and fines under the Environment Management Act 2005.
Globally, there's a shift towards use of renewable bags, bags that are eco-friendly, and I think Fiji is no exception. We have to become part of the solution. We have to become part of the revolution, so that we eliminate single-use plastics, and we eliminate this from our society as well.
Meanwhile, question and answer sessions were held with market vendors around the country, where details of single-use plastic ban were discussed and queries were answered. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
With just a week remaining to the beginning of another school term, the Health Ministry has given the green light for students residing in quarantine areas to report to school on the 13th of this month. Health Minister Dr. Ifiremi Wangai-Nambete says parents and guardians in these areas can carry out their back-to-school shopping but must always exercise caution at all times. Josiah Nanunga reports.
Parents and students in areas that are quarantined due to measles can now rest assured that the back-to-school preparation will go as normal, and students need to be in school on the set date.
The areas where we've had quarantine, so Sirinamosi, Wanadoi, Wailali, Nasilai, some areas up in Taliban, Slovakia, they all should be clear for children to go to school, so that should be an issue.
The ministry's head of health protection, Dr. Elisha Sahukan, has confirmed that quarantine has been lifted in Saumakia village in Naitasiri and Nasilai village in Akelo as of the 31st of last month. She adds that business can now go as usual, however be safe at all times.
This is because an appropriate amount of time has passed since the last cases were recorded in those villages. So the quarantine has been lifted from those villages. The people in Saumakia and Nasilai are free to go about their business and do their back-to-school shopping.
The Health Ministry aims to strengthen its measles vaccination program at the early stage of primary school level at the beginning of this school term.
I think the most important thing is, as a nation, and especially parents, we now realize the importance of vaccination and immunization program that we have in place. And what we'd like to do is ask that they remember that when the school teams do come this year for the vaccination programs, that they actually consent.
Schools starting up again. Of course, we have measles vaccinations at school entry. We just want to make sure that parents are aware that this is happening, this is ongoing, and they need to please consent to have your child vaccinated as they enter class 1.
The ministry have achieved the 95% target on the vaccination of people within the target group in the Central Division towards the end of last year. Josiah Nanunga, FBC News.
Fijians who were affected by TC Sarai have been praised for their response in getting their lives back together without solely waiting for government assistance. Minister for National Disaster Management Tony Sumate says Fijians in most affected areas in the Maritime Islands were quick to get back on their feet post TC Sarai. Usumati says Fijians' response to such natural disasters are becoming more immediate, and this has been seen as a positive sign for the country.
Getting back into normalcy, getting back into their lives, cleaning up their homes, looking at the things that they can do themselves rather than waiting for government. I think that's a positive sign.
Farmers in Tailevu have raised concerns to the Agriculture Minister as livestock theft is becoming increasingly common in the area. Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy, while responding to farmers' concern, says there is a need to develop a strategy to protect livestock and animals. Dr. Reddy says the normal policing is not enough to curb livestock theft in the area. The minister says they will work closely with the Ministry of Defence to develop a strategy and take the industry forward, ensuring the protection of livestock. Up ahead, the FRA focuses on improving excess roads, and businesswoman defied all odds to achieve her dream. Details after the break.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, my name is Sotiama here in Ba. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, I'm Miri. I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Rakiraki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The Fiji Roads Authority will soon start work to ensure good road services is extended from 4x4 access to Prius access. This was revealed by the FRA Acting Chief Executive as many people living in the interior of the country and Maritime Islands own Prius cars. Kuroi Tandalala reports.
FRA Acting Chief Executive Kamal Prasad says their next priority is to ensure good road services for drivers around the country.
And work on getting those roads from 4x4 access to Prius access. Basically, that's what's happening, because a lot of people up in the mountains have got Prius, and then they usually take them up and down the island. So what we want to do is just make sure that for now we get that 4x4 access.
He adds they're also working closely with the Land Transport Authority to ensure bus services are not disrupted when school starts on the 13th.
Together with it, we're working with LTA because they get the reports for the buses, especially for the school children, and they let us know that, hey, the bus company has gone to them saying that this road is not serviceable, and we work with them to get the thing up to the standard that's required for bus service.
FRA says all roads affected by TC Sarai should be fully restored within 3 weeks before they can start work on other roads to ensure they're Prius-friendly. Kuroi Tandalala, FBC News.
With only 7 days left to the beginning of Term 1, the Education Ministry has reiterated that there will also be a time limit to the use of blue subsidized e-transport cards from the first term of this year. Permanent Secretary for Education Alison Birchall says this is being done to avoid misuse of the initiative. She adds there will be a restriction on the blue cards for students, so they will be operational from 6:30 in the morning to 9 a.m., then again from 2:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. Birchall says all students carrying blue e-transport cards can get the balance loaded onto their cards using the redeem function.
From the 8th, students and parents can redeem their e-tickets, and again we appeal to parents and students to do so before the 13th, so that the students can use the tickets on the 13th to go to school. We often find that this is left fairly late, so again we would appeal to parents and students to be able to do that as soon as possible.
And in world news, Iran is vowing revenge against the U.S. after the assassination of one of its top military commanders. The drone airstrike a few days ago was ordered by Donald Trump, and U.S. presidential candidate Joe Biden has called it like throwing a piece of dynamite in a tinderbox. A Nandi woman is currently living her dream of providing care to people in the country who are either chronically ill, disabled, or elderly. 28-year-old Kritika Lakshmi saw the huge demand for caregivers in Fiji and decided to start her own caregiving business, Comfort Keepers Fiji. In tonight's Successful Fijian, we look at how fast Lakshmi's caregiving business has grown in just a year and the work put in by the caregivers. Felipe Naikaso has more.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Kritika Lakshmi has always had a heart for helping people, and when she graduated as a caregiver, she decided that it was her calling to provide these services for Fijian families who may not be able to do so.
The idea came up when I was schooling at the moment, and my tutor, she used to tell me stories when she was actually she also has struggled a lot with when she was working in NZ at the moment. She was working for an agency, so she used to tell me stories about how she managed to do everything for herself. So, and I was struggling at the moment as well to pay my fees and stuff, so this idea came up for me to give jobs to caregivers who are still studying, and there were a lot of people who needed caregivers as well, so this idea just popped up.
Following the establishment of the business based in Nandi town, Lakshmi saw that others were interested in actually going out to the field and providing the required services.
We do childcare as well, right? And some are like they're in the age of 30 and something. They have some muscular disorder and something like that. So we look after them as well. We go to hospitals as well, and if there is like someone is admitted at the hospital, and the family is too busy to look after them, then they call us, then they hire caregivers from us, then we send them.
The Caregivers Institute also works closely with Comfort Keepers Fiji.
She got motivated to start up an agency and provide those people who could not care for their loved ones and provide them with quality trained caregivers that can look after their parents. And Comfort Keepers is hiring from Caregivers Training Institute, so we are both gaining. She's one of my students, thriving, and together she's taking other students with her. So I'm very happy with what she's doing.
When Comfort Keepers Fiji had just started, Lakshmi stated that they hardly received calls, but that changed a few months later as many Fijians are needing their services.
Most of them ask for cancer. The patient is cancer, they are bedridden, stroke patients, Alzheimer's disease, and some are for old age, they are in bed because of old age.
We train caregivers to the quality, meaning we train caregivers in all areas. We talk about mental health, disability, diseases, wound care, medications, dementia, in all areas of caregiving.
Currently, there are 24 qualified caregivers registered under Comfort Keepers Fiji, who are also based around the country. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Ahead in sports, women's rugby may miss out at Kamadamu Sevens, and Krishna guides ATK to win. Details after the break.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot. Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's #1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है। हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग कल मिर्ची FM सुनता। गोल्ड टाउन तावा में मिर्ची FM दागो मामा।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
One of the main concerns for the Tambandamu Sevens organizers is whether they'll be able to put together a women's competition. The issue was highlighted today by Tournament Director Malakai Yamaibaba. Akwiladama with the story.
While there has been a positive growth in women's rugby in the country, the response has not been great from women's teams for the Tambandamu Sevens.
As we speak today, there's only one team have registered and paid in the registration fee. As far as I see, and we are concerned, we will not likely to have the women's competition for the.
But there's good news for teams that are interested to take part as the registration period has been extended.
We still open registration at the moment, and we believe when we reach the anticipated teams that we want for the tournament, which is 24 men's team and 16 youth teams, then we'll close the registration.
Meanwhile, Lami Cavaliers is one of the teams confirmed for the Tambandamu Sevens, and they plan to expose their young players at the tournament.
Some of us are under 18s, and the youngest player is 15 years old. Thus, we want to develop and developing their rugby skills in the future.
The Tambandamu Sevens will be held at Prince Charles Park in Nandi next weekend. Akwiladama, FBC Sports.
Former Fiji Sevens star Eroni Sau was on the score sheet this morning for Edinburgh as they thrashed Southern Kings in South Africa 61-13. The 2018 World Rugby Sevens Rookie of the Year scored his try in the second half. Roy Krishna's ATK side is back at the top of the Hero Indian Super League table. This is after their 11th round win over Mumbai City 2-0 this morning. Krishna didn't score a goal but was instrumental in the win as he helped in setting up both ATK's goals. The U.S. men's football team has cancelled its plan to train in Doha, Qatar from today due to the developing situation in the region. The U.S. Soccer Federation announced the decision yesterday, a day after a U.S. military airstrike killed top Iranian military commander Qasem Soleimani. The Americans will move training to a site in the United States that has not yet been determined. The USSF said it hopes to train in the future at Qatar, host of the 2022 World Cup. The opening round of the 2020 ASB Classics Tennis Tournament in Auckland, New Zealand will see more interesting matchups. Fine apart from brief showers over the eastern parts and the interior of the larger islands, mainly fine weather elsewhere. Looking at the west, it was mostly sunny in the west apart from some brief showers in the afternoon. Eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, a bit of a gloomy day, but fine apart from afternoon or evening showers and possible thunderstorms. And up north, some sun, then turning cloudy with evening showers. At sea, moderate east to southeast winds, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, the next low tide is at 8:55 p.m. and high tide at 2:52 a.m. Sunrise will be at 6:25. For tomorrow, expect the sun to be out in most places around the country and some possible afternoon or evening showers over the eastern parts and the interior of the larger islands. Looking on to, well, tomorrow, fine apart from afternoon or evening showers. Recapping the main stories, Environment Ministry carries out random checks on plastic ban, green light given to students in Measles quarantine areas to return to school, and livestock theft a concern. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question segment, this week we're asking, should police arrest people who don't adhere to weather advisories? Visit our FBC website to answer. You can send us newsworthy pictures or videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News. Or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe and good night.
tola ngwela o veteranu ako itabua. Ako do talitain na barong na Bula FM nambando na seri.
Bula, ang gono ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti nambang 2 seri.
Ni Bula binaka, nanregen go sa Bula FM nga. Na kasi.
Nalang go sa mundo atibio ng Bula FM nambang 2 seri nusuri.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang go Jerry yang melambasa. Do barong nga ng Bula FM nambang 2.
Bula FM nambang 2 seri.